Hey guys. I made that video on how to date a celebrity and deleted it because I didn't feel like I was connecting with you guys enough. So I wanted to redo it and share a little bit of my experience with celebrities with you guys. Dennis Quaid taught me to play shuffleboard with his wife, Kimberly, one time. I kissed Abram Boys from Road Rules one very nice New Year's Eve. And I have celebrity clients, and I have, I grew up in Southern California, so I've seen them pretty much all my life, interacted with them, and they're just normal people. Those of you who have masculines that are celebrities know that. But they are really in a tricky place in society. As much as people think that it would be a blessing to be in the limelight like that, it's really quite a curse as well. You have everything that you want in the whole world, but yet not the stuff that really matters, and unfortunately they figure that out once they're in it, and they're in it so deep that they can't get out of it, and everybody recognizes them everywhere they go. And so it's a unique situation, and as much as they are just like any other divine masculine, and by divine masculine, let me define that real quick. My specialty is true love. So this would be a twin flame, a soul flame, or a soul mate, but most likely not a soul mate, because soulmates are just easy. So if you have a celebrity soulmate, that probably goes a lot smoother than what I'm going to talk about here. This can be anywhere from somebody who is, on stage a lot, or just really well known, or every time you guys go out to dinner, people recognize this person. And I'm saying masculine, meaning the one who runs away. This is not a male or female thing, although I'm going to refer to the masculine as a male in this for the sake of this video. But so this is somebody who either you everywhere you go, you get, either of you are recognized, or all the way up to, they're followed by an entourage of, they've got paparazzi, they've got all these assistants surrounding them, they've got like 7 to 10 people following them, not giving them a moment alone hardly, planning everything for them, talking to them nonstop, and interfering on many different levels. So take what resonates. In other words, not all of this is going to pertain to you. If you don't have, if you don't have paparazzi trying to take pictures everywhere you go, then some of this may not apply to you. But just take it with a grain of salt. And this is for those of you who have somewhat of a famous or really well known. I even know some celebrities that just, they're more in kind of an underworld situation where, they're just known in certain circles. And, those guys have their own dangers to keep in mind, all their own. But so I'm going to try to cover, as much as I possibly can in here. And what I did for this video, the other video, I was just addressing a lot of things in general. But in this one, I thought what I would do was go back through and make a Q&A, questions and answers. And I talked to some of my feminines who have celebrity masculines and asked them what kind of questions, could we help others with, So they gave me some questions to ask, as well as the ones that I had in the last video as well. And I thought some of them were pretty thought-provoking. So we'll see how this goes. Okay. What is my role as a divine feminine with a famous masculine? I would say you are his home. You are his lighthouse. You are his anchor. And you will be different with him than anybody else, and different in the best of ways. You are going to be what reminds him of that feeling of home. Okay. So you are to keep him grounded. And this is those of you who are even interacting, because you guys will go through separation just like anybody else. But when you guys come into union, this is what I'm talking about. Or some of you interact every once in a while. You know, it's a come and go kind of thing. And some of you have just been friends, but you obviously it's going to go to the next level. So, okay. So what was I saying? Okay, your role as a DF. Okay, grounded, secure, keeping his head out of the clouds. You know, people will blow smoke up his ass a lot. They will tell him how incredible he is. They will tell him how gorgeous he is. They will tell him he is the most spectacular, incredible person on the planet. And if he believes that he's going to be in big trouble and he's going to be in for big disappointment, because there will be ebbs and flows with their fame. They may not look the same in time. There might be some new guy on the scene who's cuter in some way, or has some other thing that kind of knocks him down a peg or so. So you need to prepare him for that and keep him keep him in reality, keep him a human being as best you can. And I know that is kind of rough when they've got everything they've ever wanted. But that's kind of you need to be as authentic and real with him as possible. And don't let him treat you like he treats other people, perhaps, or don't treat him like other people treat him. You know, they're all schmoozing him and they are wanting things from him. And perhaps you could be, and I said this in the last video, but you could buy him dinner, you could take him on a trip. You show him that he is your priority, that you care about him. You guys are naturally doing that anyway. And that's one of the things I was going to say too, is how does he tell from a karmic from a true love type situation? And just like with any divine masculine, the karmic is going to trick you into believing that they love you. They're really, really good actors themselves, actresses themselves, and they will, make you seem, adored and looked up to, and all those things that you want. And they've got the perfect body, and they've got, it's simpler, it's easier with a karmic. It's like they're right here in my face. They're gorgeous. Everybody approves of it. It's, I don't really have to challenge myself. I don't have to grow myself if I'm with this person, So the divine feminine, though, the divine feminines are more mature. They're more advanced when it comes to their own intuitions. They're more heart-centered. They're more, they have work with their head and their heart, where they've had some experience on how to balance and center themselves and come from a place of almost like a purity. They really do love the masculine for who he truly is. When all the lights go down and all the curtains are, closed and everything, you guys are just the two of you, which is rare, but when it's just the two of you, then, she loves you just as you are. So that is one way to tell the difference between those two. Also, there will be a lot of differences with the true love relationship. There may be a big age difference, or there may be, religion or beliefs, or so many different differences. But true love relationships are supposed to be somewhat opposite and somewhat different from each other, so that they can kind of gravitate toward each other and grow each other into better people, right? That's kind of what the whole objective is, and why you're so attracted to the person. It's for your evolution, both of your evolution. And for the masculines in this type of situation, they're just inundated with fake. They're inundated with, it's like the feminine's worst nightmare. It's like they are like fully immersed in a world of fake. So, it's a challenge. It's really a challenge for these feminines that are in this position that I talk to all the time. And I hear these stories, and So let's see. The next question, how do I handle him having an entourage with him at all times? He's got to learn boundaries. You know, a lot, unfortunately. Okay, so before they came into the industry, it's going to make a big difference how they were beforehand. Because if they were beforehand, like pretty good at being authentic and just totally being themselves, then it's going to be a lot easier for them to have some healthy boundaries with people. But if they were already kind of people pleasy beforehand, and if they were more into like making their parents happy or making society happy or whatever, and they were already kind of doing the song and dance of trying to please people, then they're going to be having a really hard time with boundaries. But if this is a problem for you guys, then just make sure that you're masculine, that you and or you're masculine just take adequate time for yourselves and just set those boundaries and be strong about it, because you guys need that time, just the two of you away. You know, yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of certain instances and what to share, but it can be rough, you know, when you have somebody that has that many people around them constantly all the time. But have your boundaries, you know, make sure that you guys make yourselves a priority and your private time a priority. Okay. If we've always been friends, how do we become more? So I have this really cute story about one of my feminines one night. She went back to his place, and they've been like best friends for a long, long time. And it's been more than that, but neither of them had admitted it at that time. And so she was like, you know, what do I do? He's here and we're in his room, you know, and they've got all these people around surrounding them. But she's like, what do I do to take it to the next level? And I said, touch him, you know, you guys already love each other. So it was obvious to everybody around them. And I said, just touch him. And so she didn't end up being able to do it. She couldn't do it. And neither could he. I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's so sweet and so cute. But, you know, and she's like, I'm in his bed and he slept on the couch. I'm like, what? You know, this guy sleeps with everybody. And the woman that he loves most is like in his bed and he's sleeping on the couch. I just thought that was so cute and so funny. It just shows you that it doesn't even matter, you know, that this person's in the limelight. You got the same cute dynamics going on, and this dreaded fear of telling each other how they feel. So if you've just been friends and you want to be more, and you know that the love is there, nobody's admitting it. You know, it's really usually the feminines are able to finally say that they love the masculine first. But both of you, it's like you need to be able to just say it. Just say, you know, I don't know, but touch helps. Touch helps. Because, I don't know, that's the thing that bridges the gap. Hold their hand or squeeze their arm or cuddle into him or whatever you can do. Make it playful, make it flirty, and, you know, slip your fingers in between his, you know, just kind of sneak in a hand holding and see how he reacts, you know, maybe a little kiss on the cheek and maybe it gets a little closer to the mouth every time, you know, but try to reach for that. I know it's so hard, but try to touch. Okay. Or just, if you can't say it to his face, text him or write him a letter or do, you know, whatever you got to do. This is worth it. You know, this kind of connection is worth making, getting over your fear and saying something, even if he runs away, which he will. You got to say it. Okay. So I have a video, how and when to say I love you, I think it's called, something like that. I'll put the link down below for you guys. But watch that. That'll help. Maybe. We'll see. All right. How private do I keep this? Okay. I would be really careful who you tell, honestly, depending on how famous they are. I mean, if they're just an orchestra leader or like somebody who's well known, maybe that's okay. But if they're like, if they got paparazzi and stuff like that, if they got teams of people following them around that won't leave you guys alone, definitely keep it private. Or if you think that that's a situation that he could be in or you could be in, you guys got to think out into the future, project out into the future. Maybe you'll be famous too. And so you got to think, like, do I want my friends or people in general to know where I live? Probably not. You guys know how easily people's egos interfere, and people get caught up in getting really angry and getting really jealous, and all kinds of things can happen. All kinds of falling outs can happen. And as much as you guys are moving right now, keep that in mind. You may not want people to know where you live. And I know that can be a really big sacrifice for some of you, because some of you like to entertain and things like that, but just think about it. And right now I'm hearing a lot of, a lot of people even are finding out that friends that they've had for like a really long time really aren't that great of a friend. So just think about that. You guys can always entertain at someone else's house. You guys can always do something different, or meet at the park or have a picnic somewhere else. You don't have to do it in your house. Anyway, so your house should be a safe place. It should be a sanctuary, and his as well. So I also wouldn't, as much as it's tempting to tell your friends and kind of brag, like, oh my gosh, I had one feminine in the Twin Flame Forum that I have on Facebook. Twin Flame Forum 1111 is the name of the group, I think. Yeah, Twin Flame Forum 1111 Twin, whatever it is. It's down below too. She's like, my twin flame's a celebrity. And I was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You don't brag about this kind of thing. That's your ego. And that's exactly, you are supposed to be the anchor. You don't go bragging about that kind of thing. So keep it quiet, keep it under the radar as much as you can. Don't tell anybody, but if you have to tell somebody, make it a very, 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 a person that's very much trusted, very, very much trusted. Go to a professional like me. You can talk to me. You can talk to any kind of like a counselor who, there are celebrity counselors. Go to those guys, but don't share. This is the other thing, is don't share your problems with your friends either that you're having with him. You guys know that it's already hard. A regular divine feminine already has such a hard time with like telling people who aren't twin flames about their masculines, and having their friends say, what, are you crazy? Like, why do you still like him? This is nuts. Like, he is so narcissistic, and all the other stuff that they say. And then you put a celebrity into the mix, and it's like, you just don't talk about your problems with other people. Make a vow between the two of you to only either keep it to yourselves or a professional only. And this way you guys will grow and mature and bond a lot faster and a lot deeper. You guys will learn to take personal responsibility a lot faster. Do Byron Katies' work. That's the best thing you could possibly do, you guys. I swear. I very highly recommend doing her work. It's a self-inquiry process. But if you do Byron Katies' work, you guys are golden, because the thing that holds true love together is taking personal responsibility. If you guys start blaming each other, it's because of you that I am suffering, then you guys will go apart anyway. And you're going to keep that dynamic of, separation coming together. And that kind of thing. And you don't want that to happen. You'd rather stay together. Even though you guys, like in this situation, are going to have a lot of separation. And let's talk about that. You guys, this is going to be a long distance relationship. While you guys are dating, maybe when you guys are married, you can be in the same place at the same time, depending on your career and what you're doing, feminines. Hopefully you guys can work it out to where you can be in the same place at the same time. But while you're dating, there's going to be, there's going to be a lot of distance. And I know that one of these questions here is, what do I do when they're on all this social media, having the time of their lives, and they're going through their separation period, ghosting you, and you seeing him with all these other women, and you see him, just living the life. And it's getting rubbed in your face like that. Can you guys imagine, those of you who are not in this situation? I hear you guys complaining about even Facebook, that they're talking about the masculines are really great at looking like they're happy because they want their families to feel like they're all right. They want their families off their backs, basically. They're like, look how happy I am. I'm living the dream. Even though they're like miserable and depressed and totally lonely. They already do that on social media. I mean, I know some masculines who are, acting like they're going to get married to somebody that I know that they're not going to marry, but they're putting it out there, trying to make it look like they're happy or whatever. It's such a messed up situation. But a lot of these masculines, during the separation period, aren't mature enough to really see things for what they are, I guess you could say. So they do a whole song and dance to make everybody approve of them and whatnot. So in that situation, I advise just ignoring it. Look at tarot cards, go to a reader like me, find out what's going on behind the scenes, what's really going on in their heart, what's really going on in their mind. Get to the truth of it and have faith in that and know that that's what's really going on behind the scenes. Song and dance is just an illusion, is just a mirage. So try not to let it get to you, and certainly do not take it personally. Do not think less of yourself because he's flaunting that stuff all over the place. He's not happy. He could even be like, I know some of these masculines are having sex with these perfect people thinking of their divine feminines. And so it's like, that's just the nature of it. They just can't get their feminines off of their minds. And I don't care who they're with. Those people are not going to live up to what the divine masculines have in their mind as their ultimate, which is you. So leads me to another question somebody asked is like, what if I start feeling insecure about all these models that he's around, or all these fans that always bother us, or what do we do in those types of situations? How do I not feel insecure? Well, it happens to everybody, even normal divine masculines as well, not so much. I mean, I had a really, really super gorgeous ex. And everywhere we went, I swore he was a celebrity. It was just obnoxious. These women would come around and twirl their hair. And, I'm here till 11. And so, and I'm like, I'm sitting there going, I'm right here. Hello. I have a ring on my finger. Does that mean anything to you guys anymore? Like, what is wrong with you people? Do people not have morals anymore? And I was like blown away by how I got treated sometimes in that situation, just because somebody's good looking. It's like, give me a break. So when you have that kind of stuff happen, and it's going to, I know it's hard, but try not to take it personally. Try to just know that what you guys have is an energetic exchange. It's very deep, and it's very comforting, and it's very, such a beautiful connection to him. He doesn't even care. He's not comparing your body to them and saying, that's the one that, they can sometimes when they're really immature, but, but I mean, ultimately when he's, sometimes they have to crash with all the drugs and alcohol and stuff. Hopefully they do not. Try and spare him from going through that. Help him to, deal with the stress of being a celebrity in a healthy way, rather than going down that route. But some of them have to crash and burn to really see the value of their feminine. But doesn't that also happen in normal life? The normal divine masculine, and they marry the wrong person, they get him pregnant. She berates him constantly, trying to control him. She's mean and nasty to him and the whole thing, until he finally breaks and says, I deserve better. I love myself. I'm going to put myself as a priority, and that's when he stands in his power, and he's like, I'm taking my divine feminine. I love her. She's what I want. She's my home. She's my, she's been my light all this time. She's been the steady thing in my life. She's the person I've always been able to go to. That's what's going to make you different. I would set boundaries with these women. I would definitely, if people call the house, if somehow they got his number or something crazy, if they do things like you are able to set that boundary and just say, I don't appreciate that you just did that. You need to just back off right now. Would I do this to your husband? Would I do this to your boyfriend? Would I, try and get people to think of what they're doing to you and how rude it is. You know, you don't have to be mean and nasty about it, but definitely set your boundaries, both of you. You know, both of you need to be, you know, you can humor some, you guys just feel it out intuitively, feel out the situation. But all right, so next question. Already did that one. Did that one. Did that one. Okay. Is there anything we can do to help protect him while he's in such a dense energy atmosphere? Yes. Yes. Pray for him. Pray for him. Surround him with a pink energy. Surround him with your light. Surround him with like an orb of light, a bubble of light. Teach him some exercises that he can do to protect himself. They get tempted with all kinds of things. And that, oh my gosh, guys, I used to model too. I used to model, and there's like cocaine everywhere. And it's like, sleep with the director and you'll get the part. And there's like all these catty people and catty conversations and gossip. And it is awful. It's an awful world. It really, I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. So they are going to, and they even like, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you guys, if you guys knew the stories I knew about what they get dragged into and what they get tempted with. It is evil, just pure evil, some of it. So I would definitely always pray for them, always surround them with light, send them your love, like shoot a pink beam like from you to their heart, and just, you know, this is us. This is us. Hold my hands. Stay here. Center on me. You know, and try to get them to, it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of an analogy. But try to send them that kind of an energy. You could send them Reiki. Yeah, you could send them Qigong. You could send them anything you want to. Any kind of intention like that is definitely going to help. Wear an evil eye. Have him wear an evil eye. It protects against jealousy. It protects against, in case you can't see that, it's the Horus eye. But whatever you believe in or what you think will help, you know, everything's a placebo. So definitely surround him, think about him, send him love. You know what you could do too? You could send him a really heartfelt, sweet letter or something. Give him something tangible that he can keep with him no matter where he's at or what film he's shooting or whatever location he's at. He can carry this thing around. So it could either be like something like this, or it could be, you know, this letter that you've written him or something. Write him a really heartfelt letter that's like really reminding him of who he is and why he's doing what he's doing and what he's really truly all about. Just keep him on that, because he'll need that reminder as he's getting whirled around and all of the fanciness of what's going on. All right. Okay, did that one. I'm just too efficient today. Oh, will his purpose ever transition to being less ego-driven by fame? Very good question. You know, some of these guys just got kind of sucked into the industry, kind of stumbled into it by accident. And then they're like, well, why not? Fame, fortune, everything I've ever wanted. So will his purpose ever transition from being less ego-driven? In other words, can he ever drop his ego? So one of the things that could really help is, I think the celebrities that are smart are the ones who also have another career, another passion. You know, they might be into music, or they might be into art, or they might be, you know, into something else, or you can get into business with them and do something together. And some of you are famous right along with him. So, but yeah, if he, once he, it's so sad that they have to sometimes hit bottom to realize all of this. But once they do, once they realize that all of the money in the world and all of the houses in the world and all of the travel in the world and all of the massages in the world and all of the gorgeous women and all of the drugs and all of that still does not make them happy, Then they'll start reading books like Eckhart Tolle or Michael Singer's Surrender Experiment or Untethered Soul, or, they'll start getting more spiritual and developing their spirituality. And I think that's a really, 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 really great way for them to stay sane. Also, it's too bad when these guys get too fancy and they start like making all these demands. I know some of these, oh my gosh, some of these celebrities like are so demanding about how everything needs to be. And just like anybody in you could be a high office executive or something too and be the same damn way. It's like all the chairs need to be all straight when you come into the room. It's so OCD. And it's like everybody needs to say please first, or they need to address you as it or whatever their particular thing is. That is going to make you miserable. So remind him of that. If he starts getting that way, or if you start getting that way, it's like you will be miserable when you either fall on your face and your career changes, or, nobody's listening anymore and they're just doing whatever the hell they want. And all the chairs are all wonky. And, you don't have oh my God, you did not have the water on the set when I got there. If you want to be miserable, go ahead and have those particulars, or just keep in mind that you don't really care if the water's there or not. You don't really care if they have the fruit platter there or not. You're not going to freak out if room service doesn't have a big, broad, plethora of snacks to choose from when you get there. Don't sit there and call someone being like, my food is not here. What has happened? Don't become that. Don't become that person. Don't let him become that person. Oh my gosh. So yes. Unfortunately, suffering usually makes people go into a less ego-driven purpose. And part of their purpose, once they have once they have a lot of this, once they've kind of gotten more grounded and mature about this whole celebrity thing, they've gotten used to it. They've talked to and dealt with it with a lot of other celebrities, and they're feeling okay about it. They're getting the hang of it a little bit. Then those guys start being more philanthropic, and they start giving of what they have, and that's always really cool. Or they're adopting kids from other countries or cool stuff like that, right? So yes, they can absolutely expand and grow, but unfortunately, sometimes suffering is going to cause that to happen. Sorry. And this could take time, just like with any masculine, though. It's just that he has, you can in one way, hopefully they can get to that conclusion much faster. But it depends on the individual. Obviously, it depends on the individual. But you, divine feminines, especially those who know your twin flames and stuff, you guys are their queen. You guys are their right hand. Without you, they couldn't hardly keep their sanity, I'm sure. They need you to keep human. They need you to feel okay. They need you. You're like their little comfy blankie. So ultimately, hopefully, they will retire from the industry. They will go far away from it, or at least take breaks far away from it to really get grounded and connect with you and be out in nature and be away from people that recognize them anyway. Hopefully they have good friends that they've established some really great relationships with and have that kind of foundation to go back to, or their family and friends who knew them before they were famous and all of that. But those are some ways that they can keep that going. They can't just, it's hard when they're just workaholics all the time and they never take any breaks. Let's see, are there any other ways to help him stay less ego-driven? All I keep getting is just crashing and burning. It's just like any other thing, you have to mature out of it. So, you want all that crap until you realize it's nothing. So, all right. What if you have children in this type of relationship? How will it affect them, and how can they get accustomed to maybe not being able to have normal activities? Okay. I would encourage you guys to definitely, if one of you isn't famous, which once you guys get married, you're probably going to be famous too, because the both of you will be seen together and that whole thing. But while you guys are dating, you might be able to separate it out a bit to where you can take the kids. I think it's important to keep the kids socialized. I think it's a really, really, really good idea to not keep them separate. If you can get somebody else, a trusted person, a nanny or somebody to take them to the public pool, I think that's a really, really great idea. It can help them stay in touch with that, like, sanity and that humanness, you know. Don't protect them. Don't spoil them. Don't protect them. You've got to raise them like you would have wanted to be raised yourself. You know, you want them to have some life experience. You don't want them to walk around like these fake little robots that, you know, have only been exposed to certain people and certain things and think they're special. You know, that's like, you're cruising for a bruising. Your ego is going to be cruising for a bruising if you're doing that. So they can do any activity that anybody else can do. You just kind of have to slip them in sometimes. Slip them under the radar. Get somebody else to take them. Bring them to an aunt's place that has a birthday party someone has. You know, but get them socialized. Don't keep them apart from things. You know, I know some celebrities have actually gotten comfortable in their communities and are able to take their kids to karate class, and nobody makes too much of a big deal about it. So feel it out. You can always talk to the instructor or whoever's involved and be like, do you think we could just keep this really chill? You know, and have, maybe hopefully you can even get recommendations from other people as to who are some good trusted people to go through to have exposure for your kids. I'm trying to think of, yeah, no, that's pretty much it. And if there's a piece of advice that you guys could offer or something you even think of, please comment below and add to this conversation. Like, definitely add your 2 cents worth if you've had an experience or seen something that really works really well, or like, even if whether you're in this situation or not, or maybe you know somebody who is and what they've done that was great. I would love it if you would share it down below. It'd be really helpful. Okay. If both of you are public figures, how will this affect the relationship? Can they find a common ground to spend quality time together and keep nourishing the connection? Or will that not be necessary, as the true love connection is so strong in the 5D? This person was referring to twin flames specifically, but, you know, even soul flames can have like an energetic string or thread attached to them that they have that incredible connection. So how will them both being public figures affect them? Dang, it depends on the situation. It depends on if you're both like traveling all over the place, you know, then you guys are going to have to coordinate your schedules to figure that out. You know, you guys got to keep it real. You guys got to keep it authentic, because there could be a competitive energy that arises. There could be, you know, shoot, even if you have 2 healers, one's a chiropractor and the other's some kind of a woo-woo healer, an energetic healer, you know, you might have one saying, well, my way's better. And you guys just have to respect each other's differences in that case. It's like you might be a singer, he might be an actor. Maybe you guys don't cross those, you know, and both of you are spending time with other attractive people. So I would say you guys just need to keep it real. Just tell each other how you truly feel. Keep it authentic. Share what you're thinking and feeling, what your fears are, and do Byron Katies work around those thoughts that you're having. And absolutely make this a priority, you guys. This is the most important thing that'll happen to you. This is far beyond. This is far beyond the millions of dollars. You know, your face being all over everything, all over every billboard, all over every magazine, it's like true love. That's going to last you the rest of your life if you respect it and treat it properly. It's going to be the thing. It's going to be your soft place to fall. This world is also, with this new earth that's forming right now, we're ascending. lots of shifts are going to be happening, and shit's going to hit the fan in a lot of different areas. You want to have somebody in your corner who's going to completely and totally 100% have your back. So treat this person with respect. Both of you need to treat each other with the ultimate respect, because this is the person that you're going to be able to rely on completely. That, you know, if you treat it properly, you're going to have this person through that rough patch, through that rough time, and things that are to come. So whatever this whole fame thing is, it's like temporary. Even if it lasts several years, it's temporary. But the love you have with this person is going to stand the test of time. So treat it with due respect and make it a priority, both of you. Can they find a common ground to spend quality time together and keep nourishing the connection? Absolutely, if they make it a priority. Or will that not be necessary as the true love connection is so strong? Well, you know, we do have the 5D connection. We're able to like even make love in the 5D to our partners. We're able to, you know, give that love from our hearts, pouring out to them and surrounding them, and we're able to do all that. But I think you have to make the physical connection at some point a priority, especially when you guys start coming into union and you guys start coming together and spending more time together and talking and whatnot. I think it's important that you have that physical connection, or at least talk on the phone, or get on Zoom, or get on line, WhatsApp, whatever you guys want to use. But I think it's a good idea to keep tied into each other as much as possible. So, if they always get what they want, will they always become more of a giver? Will they ever become more of a giver to their partner? Will they invest in a trip, or maybe even be more thoughtful of him or her? Depends on the person. It totally depends. It depends on how mature they are and how far they are along on their masculine journey. So, I know I mentioned something about how some of you feminines will stand out because you are going to give to him. And he should give to you. And if he's not, you can date somebody else. You don't have to date him. And maybe while he's being a total idiot out there, screwing around with all these women who are tempting him, which would be hard. I mean, you know, that'd be hard. But if they're being like that and they're making that stuff the priority, and not you, and they're not spending on trips for you, and they're not taking you out on dinners and spending money on you, or doing whatever, you know, investing in you in any way, I wouldn't have anything to do with him. I wouldn't. It's like just with any other relationship. If that guy's not giving back to you, if he's not giving back to you what you're giving, I know that the chasers chase for a while, but at a certain point, you like stand your ground. You stand your ground and you say, this is what I deserve. This is how I want to be treated. And if you love me, you will invest. You will invest time. You will invest energy. You will invest your love. You will make love to me. You will, you know, invest in every way, including monetarily from time to time. If they're not doing that, I would go out with another guy. I'd be with another guy, a guy who can provide all those things and is willing to be an equal partner. How do I encourage him not to put all his eggs in one basket? You know, we were talking about how, you know, the smart celebrities do some kind of side venture. So I would encourage him to think about like what he's passionate about. What does he really love to do? If he wouldn't have become a celebrity, what would he have done? You know, maybe he can nurture that along. Maybe he loves animals. Maybe he can start volunteering. Or you know, be a spokesperson for shelters or for adopting children, or like whatever their cause, whatever they feel passionate about, they can start getting involved with it now while they're a celebrity, and then later kind of have some experience they could go into. I think that's always a great idea. You know, some people are going into like anti-aging products or t-shirts, a t-shirt line, or like all this other stuff. And I think that's such a great idea. It's such a great idea. Some of them have become teachers, and other, I don't know. But don't put your eggs all in one basket, you guys. if you're in that position or if your partner's in that position, spread yourself out. Have income streams coming from a lot of different directions, so that if one of them falls out from underneath you and the rug gets pulled out, you'll have something else and more income coming in. And it's not even about the income. It's about doing something that you feel really happy doing, something that's fulfilling. So, trying to think. Gosh, I guess that's it. It's a lot harder in some ways, in a lot of ways actually, because they have so much temptation, and they are tempted to be so spoiled, and just don't buy into it. And watch my other video. What is it? Preparing for Stardom, I think. I'm going to put the link below for that too. But if you are watching this and you're about to be famous or just became famous or are becoming famous, watch that video to keep yourself in check. A lot of divine feminines are coming into their power right now, you guys. So watching this is also going to help you with your partner. You might be dating somebody who's a normal person and you're the celebrity. So just watch all of this as if you're your partner about you, if that makes sense. Or watch the other video, watch both videos, so that you can really prepare and keep your heart in check, keep your head in check. Just think healthy, stay grounded, keep healthy. Don't get involved with the drugs and alcohol and all that stuff as much as it's put in your face. Just don't even go there. It's a nightmare to try to get out of. You'll have to go to rehab. That'll be all over the tabloids. Just don't do it. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Just be smart. You can be grounded and smart and loyal and faithful and have a beautiful marriage and beautiful children and a beautiful life as a celebrity if you're smart. If you're smart about it. Okay? Just don't let it get to your head. Don't let the power get to you. Do not think of yourself as anything special. Keep yourself in check. I'm just a normal person. Any of you watching this who hasn't met a celebrity yet, they are just normal people. They just happen to be plastered all over the place. So, I was going to say, like I've even had a taste of it. I've had people come to me and be like, I've watched this or I've listened to this or whatever, and I feel like I know you, and I love that. I really love that. It's so awesome. But it's disconcerting too, because you're like, well, I don't know you, and I don't know what you're about. And I think it's really cool that you know so much about me. But it's a little. It just makes you a little bit nervous when you don't know the other person who's talking to you and where they're coming from or what their life has been like. So it's really cool when you share your life. If you get that opportunity, if you share your own life and how it's, I have some people say, well, I've been through that too. I read that you had gone through that and whatnot, and they share their own stuff. I was like, oh, cool. All right. That's cool. So anyway, this is one path in life that can be a pretty difficult one. But you guys also have other options out there. If you don't want to be involved in this whole celebrity hoopla thing, or if you want to wait until he's retired out of the industry to settle down or something. One of my feminines, she wanted me to say that, what frustrates her is she gets ghosted for months, just like all of you who aren't in this situation. She gets ghosted for months and sees all this stuff all over the news and stuff. And then he calls her and tells her how much he loves and misses her, and that's got to be so frustrating, So if you're in that situation, just keep showing him love, or you can choose another partner. You can just move on with your life. You can be with somebody else who is more grounded, who is more mature. And I was going to say, masculines, you do have that competition. You may think you're the shit, being all over everywhere, but you're being compared to other guys who are more mature, who are more giving, who can also take them on trips, who will spend adequate time with them, who will, they're better than you in some ways, a lot better in some ways. So there's pros and cons to both. And feminines, you guys are not stuck with this celebrity twin or this celebrity soul flame. So don't feel like you have to be a part of that world. You could still support him, kind of like a friend or a brother or something, for a while until he's either grown up or he can act like the man that you deserve. So keep that in mind as well. I wouldn't sit there waiting around for him if he's so immature that he can't show up, you know, just like everybody that's on this journey. Don't settle and don't wait and don't pine, you know, just surrender, be his light, be his anchor, be his sanity, be your own light, your own anchor, your own sanity, love yourself. Don't allow yourself to beat up on yourself and compare yourself to others. I just saw a dragonfly. You guys might look into what that means for you. So anyway, I hope this helps. And I'm not quite sure if I addressed everything that I addressed in the other video, but if you guys have questions, go ahead and comment below. Or if you remember something I said in the last video that wasn't said in this one, go ahead and list that too, because that'd be great. That might be really helpful to somebody as well. And if you guys need help on this journey, if you've got, you know, this situation and you need somebody to talk to that will keep their mouths shut, that's me. And feel free to order a reading at amysatori.com/services. And I guess that's it for now. Have yourselves a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.